Right, good evening one and all. There's my two boys, Snoopy and Sooty. They've been waiting for me to come downstairs. I've been doing my hair because it was a wash night tonight, hair wash night. Right, here we go. Right, I've got to turn the radio off first. Here we go. And that's that one there. Right guys, are you going up the garden for me? Let me grab the keys, guys. I've got that one. Here we go. Hang on, mine. Thank you. Jostling for position, there they are. Go on then, off you go. Good boys. Right, they're out. It has stopped raining. It has been raining today, so it's not too bad now. But if I put the selfie stick over here, there you go. And keep your eye on that back door for me. Let me know when they come in. Right, there you go. Right, today's been a really interesting day. Yes, let me tell you what happened today. Now, as you all know, I was going to work in Bury today. Okay, so far so good. It didn't quite work as I'd expected this morning. So, got up as per normal, took my boys out for their usual early morning walk. And there's Snoopy and Sooty. Right, let me shut the door. Hands up, guys. There you go. Right, myself. Yeah. I've just put the selfie stick a little bit high, guys. There you go. How's that? So yes. There you go. So I took the boys out as per normal. Went for a lovely walk. And got back, no trouble at all. And my van was parked dead opposite my drive, so I could see my van. So back my car into the drive, van's all lit up by my headlights. So yeah, the van's there, it's all fine. Anyway, so we come in, have a breakfast. I chill out because I hadn't got to go to work until 7:15. I set off this morning. Because I had to unload my tools. So I was going to take the van to work, unload my tools, get myself all set up. So I wanted to go in good time. So I put the boys in the kennel, come in, I finish hoovering up, get myself all toggled up. I walk out the front door and the first thing I see is my van and the front wheel's clamped. It hasn't got any road tax. And so in the time it took for me to get home with the dogs on the dog walk and me going to work, and it was 7:15, so it was quite early. They came round, whoever it was who came round, and they clamped my van for no road tax. And I couldn't believe it. I just burst out laughing. I just couldn't believe it. I work at a garage, for goodness sake, and they know the rules and regulations. They've got so many vehicles, it's ridiculous, and they hadn't taxed my van. Now, that's the other thing, because it's an electric van, I didn't realise it needed taxing because I thought it was tax exempt. Apparently not. So I don't know what the tax is that they owe, but now they've got to pay for a declamping, they've got to pay the fine and obviously pay the road tax. That's going to cost them dear. So I had to take my toolbox out of the back of the van. I couldn't bring everything, I could only take certain things because I can't get them all in my car because my car's too small. So I managed to take the toolbox out and some of my tools, some of my power tools, but I had to leave the rest in there because I couldn't transport them. So I went to work like that. I went and saw the manager as soon as I got to work and I said, I've got a bit of a problem. And I went to see this manager specifically because his car had exactly the same thing happen to it probably a couple of years ago now. And he was working at Bury. He'd only been at the garage for a couple of months. And his company car was clamped right outside the garage. Same thing, wasn't taxed. And so I went to see him because I knew his car had been clamped. So I wanted to ask him who he had to tell to get things sorted out. So he told me who to go and see. So I went and saw them. Or I actually went up there, but they weren't there because this was first thing in the morning. But a little bit later on in the morning, probably about another 15 minutes, half an hour later, the said person actually came down into the workshop to see me, to say hello. And so I said, I came up to see you earlier. I said, I've got a surprise for you. So I gave her all the paperwork that was stuck to the windscreen of the car and I showed her the photos. I said, my van's been clamped. I said, it's got no road tax. I said, can you sort it out? So she said, leave it with me, I'll see what I can do. Right, can I give the dogs their the apple crust. Let me tip the phone down so you can see my boys. Are you ready, guys? You ready for this? I'll tip it around a little bit more. There you go. Right, guys. Here you go. Come on. Right. You ready? Okay. And yes, good boys. Yeah, you can see Snoopy. You can't really see Sooty, can you? Oh, yes, you can. Yes, he's by the radiator. And Sooty's finished first. There you go. That's a first for Sooty finishing first. So, yes. So I haven't got a van at the moment, so I'm having to use my car. The other side to that is that I have to use my car when I work in Bury anyway, because when I first got a job at this particular garage, that was part of my agreement that the Bury St Edmunds branch, which at the time was my nearest branch, was my base. So I would travel from my home to Bury St Edmunds. If I was working outside Bury, Ipswich, Colchester, Cambridge, wherever, I had the use of a van, which I then took from Bury to whichever location I was working at. That's changed as the years have gone on, because I've been there 9 years now. What happens now is I use the van all the time to and from work, but if I'm working in Bury, I use it on the first day to drop my tools off at Bury and then bring it home at night, and then the next day I use my car until the Friday when I have to take the van again to pick my tools up to go to another site. So I'd use the van Monday and Friday, but the other 3 days I use my own car, and that's the way it goes. So it doesn't really matter a great deal. It just means that I'm using my car, which I would have been doing anyway, going backwards and forwards to Bury. So yeah, it is what it is. So yes, so the manager who was dealing with the issue with the no road tax came down to see me a little bit later and said they got a problem. I thought, hello, here we go. She said they can't find the logbook. She said they've got to apply for a new logbook, and I'm thinking, how long is that going to take to get a logbook now? They've got to apply to get a logbook to get the V5, which is the logbook, to get the road tax situation sorted out. It gets worse, doesn't it? It gets worse. Right, who wants these crumbs? There you go. Between the two of you, just a few crumbs out the container. So, yeah. So that was a bit of a good start to the day. It made me chuckle. I was chuckling for ages. I took lots of photos and I sent them to the other site in Cambridge just to show them what was going on. I actually sent a message to the manager in Cambridge saying, I'm going to be late this morning. I've got a problem with the van, and I attached a picture of the van with a clamp on the front wheel. And they sent a message back, you better contact Bury. I said, I'm there already. So yeah, it was great. It was quite funny. I was chuckling away. Anyway, I've got my apple pies. Let me put some custard in, guys. Which is there. And one of my neighbours, a couple of doors down, she messaged me. She said, what's happened to your van? So I had to explain what had happened to the van. So she's obviously seen it. Yeah. Hey ho. Right, we're going to nuke my apple pies, guys. Then we can go and have a sit down. So we got. Oh, worked first time. How was that? At least something's working today. Right, there we go. Right, those can go in the recycle. There we go. I'll take my selfie stand up this end so you can see what I'm up to. That's the recycle bin, that little blue bin there. That one. And I'll need a spoon. Which is that one. Done my sandwiches already. Boys have eaten. I've had my Mars bar, my cup of tea when I first got home. Just had my shower, done my hair tonight, so it's still a bit damp. I've dried it as best I can. I was in a bit of a rush to get down here to do the video because it was getting late. So yeah, pretty normal really. Here we go. Let's see how long we've got to go, guys. I haven't got too much washing up to do today. And you know that I bought that candle the other day, the one in the jar in the front room. Da, da, da. It's all gone. It burnt itself out at the weekend. So I used some boiling hot water to melt what was left, because there's a little puddle in the bottom, and I swilled it out and I washed it out now, and I got a storage jar with a really chunky lid, look. So I won't put it on yet. I'm going to let it dry a little bit more because it's still a little bit damp. So I can put my sweets in there, can't I? I don't think I'll get Mars. Well, I might get some Mars bars in there. I'll give it a try. Right, microwave's finished, guys. Right, I have locked the back door. I'm sure I have. Back door's locked. If I get the apple pies out, we can go in the front room. Leave the door open to let it cool down. That's cleared. Mind yourself, please, guys. Mind. Good boys. Right, here we go. I'll turn the light off, guys. And we go in the front room. Oh. I've got to turn the light on. I haven't been in there yet. There we go. Right, front room's on. And if I turn this one off as well. There you go. And we'll see how long it is before Snoop comes through and opens the door. I have had the heating on just for an hour. I've turned it off now. Had it on from 6:30. Is it 6:30 to 7:30? So yeah. There we go. Right, we're down. Lovely. Right, we've landed. Right, I've got my, here he comes. I've got my vest dress on, little cardie, keep my arms warm. It's lovely. Hello, fella. My Snoop's come to see me. He's a good boy. You're gorgeous. He's been very cuddly today. I don't know why. He's not limping. He got up this morning, fine, walking in the house. Took him out for a walk. He was fine. But if he tried to run, he then hopped. But since I've been home, he's been up and down the garden. He's not hopping now. So it looks like he's okay now. There's no blood to see. It's all healed up. Sooty's behind me, behind the sofa. I can hear him. I'll show you what Sooty does. He goes and sits by the front door. Look, can you see him? Where is he? There he is. He always likes going by the front door. He's always behind the sofa. And Snoop usually comes in to see me. Then he goes into the boys' day room and crawls underneath his duvet. Right, I'm going to take my slippers off. Curl up on the settee. I haven't checked any messages yet, guys. I'll just cover my legs. There you go. Right, I'll pull the camera a little bit closer. There you go. How's that? I haven't checked any messages since I've got home. I will go on there now and start checking. It's coming up to 10 to 9 at the moment. So I'll do that next. I'll have my apple pies, check my messages. If you've got some shout outs, please let me know and I'll sort those out for you, give you a shout out. I don't think there's anything else to tell you at the moment. I've got to save something for later, haven't I? So I shall speak to you guys at 10 o'clock and yeah, and I'll let you know what else I've got to tell you. Right, I'm going to sign out now, guys. Love you to bits and I shall speak to you later. Okay, bye-bye.